Like whatever I am presenting, you will remember for maybe 1-2 days, 3 days, then you will forget. Again, whatever lectures our expert is giving, or whatever lectures you have heard in your MSc, BSc, you might have not remembering all the things. Okay. Figures and textual representations are persistence, means they have their impact. Like if you read any comic book, पहले तो comic book होती थी, you read any book, any novel, and you will always remember about it. So if it's a book of FOROMICS technologies, or it's a review of FOROMICS technology, you will remember, okay, there is a, and anytime you go to the DOI website, you can read it. So this becomes a very important thing. So that's why academic writing is important. So you are doing a very good work and good results, so much data and thesis, but thesis gone to the repository if you are not able to publish. So that's why publishing is important, because you want to make an impact to the society, to the scientific world, so you need to write. And if you don't know how to write, your communication is half, or I say zero. So if you don't want to communicate, it is up to you, but your persistence of your knowledge, your learning and your experience will come when you write something. So that's why academic writing is important. Now, how to improve the writing skills? When you have so much data, I will show you in the coming slides. How to start writing? This is a big question. I don't know how many of you are in the final year of PhD, you or maybe third year of PhD who started writing or writing papers. You might not be having any idea when to start writing, okay, and how we improve the writing skill. If you ask any of your students, any colleagues, we start writing if our supervisor is asking, are you writing paper? Yes sir, I am writing. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and your supervisor gets irritated, you get irritated every day she is asking, okay. So you have to dedicate time for writing. I always suggest my lab students is there that you dedicate time for writing. Means you should have a specific time, either morning or evening or night or early morning or midnight or early, whatever time, or Sunday, Saturday, whatever you fix. Please dedicate time to write. Don't say that I am writing, I am dedicated, I am doing this, that. Okay? Then actually write. Actually write means you write, really write. Otherwise you pass on time that I am dedicated timing. No email, no internet, no phone. This phone is disturbing always. You see, अभी कोई call आ जाएगा, message आ जाएगा, टिक टिक आवाज आती रहेगी, ठीक है? So if you are connected with email, internet or phone, then you cannot write. And these days internet is important. So don't use the, I say, paraphrasing and all those type of software for writing. Try to write yourself. Then only you can do that. So many times it happens, I don't know how many of you practice it, but if you have internet, if you have phone, if you have WhatsApp, everything is open, you can't write, I am telling you. Because it is impossible that you will not be distracted. You will be distracted. So for that, no email, no internet, no phone. You will be able to do that. Then reward yourself. If you are able to write 1 page, 2 page in 2-3 days, 4 days, reward yourself. How you can reward yourself? You can clap yourself, okay, so that you are satisfied. Okay, I have done this, I am going to eat ice cream, okay. So that is your reward, that you will only eat ice cream when you complete your work. You will go for samosa eating once you complete this. So reward, small rewards, okay, or you will go for shopping only when you complete this, or you will watch the movie only when you complete this. So these are small rewards which will pay lot of you to understand that. So this is a very small thing but makes a big difference. You should follow it. And if you see, when your paper is ready, or I am not telling the whole paper, but I am telling not only writing is a challenge. Every step in publication process is a challenge. And in this field where we are discussing about omics data, complicated data, disease related data, and she was talking about neurobiological data, or plant microbiome. So much data you have as an individual researcher. So review is another challenge. So when you write a research paper, most hopefully you know that it goes to a reviewer. We don't know the reviewer. Okay, so you can see reviewer ये है, ठीक है, गन लेके खड़ा है, ठीक है. So this cartoon gives you that reviewer one is there, और यदि आपका method section में problem है, ठीक है, your method section is not well written. I will tell you how to write that method section also in the coming. ये जो गन शो कर रहे हैं, ये उसके बाद भी मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि कैसे ये गन वन सब गायब हो जाती है if you write it well. So reviewer is like this, reviewer one, and method section को question किया हुआ उसने, गन किया हुआ है. So normally the reviewer will see that how the paper is looking around, how the paper is well written, and how the paper can be improved. These are the three tasks given to reviewer. And if the paper or your data analysis is not proper, they will immediately reject. Data analysis comes in the methods also. Okay. So if you see, these are the matrix of review process: findings, references, methods, objectives, conclusion, presentation. How you are writing your method section, how you are writing objectives, how you are concluding your paper, how you are presenting the figures, legends. Then references. References is a big problem. Most of the time you use a reference which is not in the literature. Okay, it is old literature, maybe 2010 का literature आप अभी cite कर रहे हैं. You should see another reference which is referring the correct method. Sometime you don't have the copy of paper and you cite it because somebody else has also cited it. I know it. And when you cross check, it is a duplicate reference or a secondary reference. So be very particular about the reference citation and formatting. That I will tell you later. Okay, so these slides give you about that why the paper get rejected. One reason is the methods. Method is a very important, and especially the complicated data analysis, omics data, method is very important, how you generated a method. We are writing one research paper right now in collaboration with Professor Azad. Since last 6 months we are writing. Our method section is still not improved much. So today, just now before he left, I received email from his student Alan from US. He told, sir, I have completed it. So I don't know whether it is complete or not. We will again go through it and tell, but you see how challenging it is. And as much as complicated data you generate, it is not only about the fancy data, it is about compiling those data into a nice story. Okay, you might have seen in movies. Okay, in old movies, normally the small kid becomes big kid. Okay, and big and then older and then all goes in flashback in 5-6 minutes. Okay, so in the same way you have to compile the results and preliminary data in that manner. If you focus much on preliminary data, especially normal tools, software, it is not of any value. So one more reason for your publication: promotion, recognition, salary increase. Okay, if you are in job, if you are a scholar in BHU, you get incentive. Okay, how much we get incentive, Namrata? 84,000 for Q1, Q2 paper. If you are in all these institutions, Institute of Eminence, so distraction. Okay, so you always get incentive. Then grant funding. If you are writing one postdoc grant or you are writing a project grant, if you have good publication in that area, that is there. Sharing result with the world. This is the major important, that there is one student called Twinkle. She is working in some area and published one paper. So her name will flash, or any other student who is working in that area where she is working, that will flash. So sharing result with work. If you do good work and you don't share, so the work is of no use. Sharing or caring, क्या सिखाते हैं ना स्कूल में, sharing is caring. Here sharing is sharing. So you share. If you share everything, people will also share with you. If you hide the things, you will not get the sharing concept. So your knowledge comes with sharing. It is not that I will tell you all the story today and you will write a very good paper. It is not like that. but it is my duty, because somebody has also taught me that these things are important. So I am also passing the knowledge, and if I go, another person will pass the knowledge. So this is the sharing the result with world. Then you will get the comments, then you will get the feedback, then you will get the criticism. And if you are so afraid of criticism, I don't think that you can improve. You will be always in question, and if there is a question, the answer is also there. So you try to find out that. Then coming to the organization of the data of research paper which you generate through various analysis, any data, okay, not only omics data, any data you see this one, organization of a research paper. If you read it, if you don't organize it properly, the comment will come, the paper is not organized properly, okay. And comment also I will show you in the coming slides. Organization of this research paper, your message, your audience, your article structure, these three are very important. What message you want to communicate, okay, you want to communicate any gene, specific gene related study, or you want to communicate another mechanism related study, or you want to communicate any physiological aspect, or you want to communicate about a tool which you have developed, or you want to communicate a normal science example which you have done. So all these are important. It is not that only one thing is important, all thing is important, but your message should be clear, and that will come in the title and abstract that I will show you in the next slide. Audience, which journal? If you want to publish in plant physiology, okay, and you have targeted a biotechnology journal, so what will happen? I will show you in the next slide what will happen, okay. And if you want to publish, like she was talking about neuroscience, you have to target neuroscience journals, neurobiology journal. And if you are a microbiology student, microbiology work, you target microbiology based journal. And if it is a biotechnology work or applied aspect, you take biotechnology journal. So if you want to do some plant related study and you submit to biotechnology journal, it is very difficult to get. You focus on plant, you focus on microbe, you focus on specific things. So this journal is very important. और ये होता है, गड़बड़ होता है, मैं आपको शो करूंगा. I will show you how it happens, okay. Like you are the omics data analysis. So the paper which we are writing, I told you, today I got the results section properly done. If I communicate in a biotechnology journal, what will happen? They will say, no, this is not required for me. So if my story is connected to process engineering, it is connected to simulations, it is connected to network, gene network, it is connected to metabolic network, it should go to the chemical engineering journal. So we have thought about chemical engineering journal, CEJ, okay. So in the same way you have to think about it. ऐसा नहीं कहीं भी paper भेज दें, okay. You have to plan it. Second, your structure, this I already, don't start writing until you have some good ideas about these three things. Please don't start writing जब तक ये clear नहीं हो हमें करना क्या. If you start writing, many times it happens, guide ने pressure किया, आपको अपना खुद का pressure है, thesis जमा करना है, नहीं करते हैं, ये clear होना चाहिए. This is very important. I am using some Hindi words, I think we all understand Hindi. So Hyderabad people, they speak very good Hindi, okay. So this is very important to have this clear, then you can start it, okay. Going further, documentation process कैसे होगी, how you will be doing that. Never trust your memory. I always tell my student, they follow, they sometimes they don't follow. They tell ki okay sir, I have very good memory, okay. But never trust your memory. If you are trusting your memory, it will be fail, because data which you are generating, whatever you are doing is a partly lived, it is not available. So construct figures, graphs, tables as soon as data is available. It happens आपके रफ में डाटा रहते हैं, अभी आपने एक डाटा भेजा था, याद है? Can I tell that? No, okay. So because if I want to criticize, I have to ask her, okay. She is sitting here. So sometime it happens that you have lot of data and one of the student asks you, or one of the collaborator asks ki Namrata, please send the data. and you send all the data to that person. Okay, what he or she will do? He want proper data arrangements, and you, because you trusted your memory, the data was generated in last year. Okay, and it is happening regularly. Live examples, you see, live examples we are getting, and all slides are based on live examples. Okay, so we trusted our memory that okay, we will have the data when required, and we didn't make graph, we didn't make table. Okay, and it is happening with all, not only Namrata, with me also. Okay, recently it happened. I trusted memory, I left it somewhere else, then somebody brought it, you see. So you have to make this graph, tables, figures as soon as they are available. Like you people are doing lot of work, so prepare your graphs, tables and figure finalized. Immediately you get the proper data. Don't think that जब paper करेंगे, thesis करेंगे तो हो जाएगा. Don't do that. Second, have all references saved in one folder in laptop or PC. Sometimes references are also not available. So you save it, save the original paper which you have, otherwise sometime you will not get. Okay. So all that in your PC or laptop. Some steps I have given, if you can read it, very simple. Step 1, your analysis is complete, make some figures and tables. Step 2, make an outline for your method section as a timeline. What we do in our lab, I am sharing, there is no secret about it. We make TOCs, okay? Table of, picture ले सकते हैं. So when we make TOCs, TOC table of contents. So in our lab, we have made a rule that okay, whatever you want to do, first think about it and make a TOC. Maybe 1-2 step you cannot do, but you make a TOC, and outline is very important. 3, results same sequence as methods. Sometimes it happens that result is not like method, means method is something different and result something different sequence. Okay, so you should have same sequence. Keep your introduction simple, 3 paragraph is the best. Recently I saw one introduction, that student is not here, and that was maybe 3 pages introduction, 3 pages, okay, maybe 2000 words. I told how you write so much big. Review of literature, introduction, 2 different things. Review of literature is a different thing and introduction is very different thing. So introduce only what you have been reporting. So make 3 paragraph is the best, means you can have 4 paragraph also, but depend on the length of the words in the allowed in the journal. Then discussion, ranking your outcomes. This is a very magical statement. Ranking your outcome. Outcome ranking is very important. Like if you have studied a gene which is properly, which was not properly studied earlier. So your outcome rank comes first in terms of that gene study. So if you are writing its physiological part, it is the 3rd ranking. The first is that the gene is new, you have studied its in proper way, so that comes first. In the same way, whatever area you are. So your outcome, which is crucial, top level, first, it will be first to be discussed in the discussion. Then method section, magical method section is very important. I told you, done. Okay. So you can see that if method is not properly written, your paper will not be accepted. It will not go in positive review. You will get always the negative comments, because method is very important. That's why I have written a magical method section is very important. Remember this section of your paper, take the reader on a journey. How was your data collected and then how was it analyzed? So this is a very important section, and most of the reviewer, they see the method sections. Then results, nothing but results. This is I always tell, but hota nahi hai, aap log bhi apna paper utha ke dekhega. When we write result, we start again methods. We don't write, actually result is result only, but we write method also in the result, which is a very confusing thing. If you read your paper, you will understand. So please limit it only to the results and don't write any methods there. Okay. Now general format, because that is introduction, what question was studied. write introduction briefly, whatever area you are focusing, you write on that. Material methods, how was the problem studied, how you planned your design, results, what are where the findings, discussion, what do the findings mean. Now most of the people they get confused, ये भी सब mix कर देते, ठीक है, discussion में भी methods लिख देते. See, discussion is discussion, okay, so each section has its own relevance. So please, if you understand this, you can write well, okay. Then first draft, okay, work with not against your tendencies, okay. Start with the easiest section, build momentum and keep it going. If time is short, emphasize the first draft. This I told you, and I think momentum word was picked by some of my students. So one day she told that I have momentum, sir, let me finish it. So I told, okay, you finish it. So momentum is very important, and I told you that with not against your tendencies, you work with your tendencies. Easiest section, सबसे easy जो section लगे, you start with that, so that you feel comfortable, and then you carry on the other parts. So that is also very important. And momentum, keep it going. Sometime you see that you started sitting at midnight, 10-11 बजे आप बैठे, गाना भी सुन रहे, आजकल तो सब लगाए रहते हैं, ठीक है. I have never seen people without this, okay, and they are just listening music. And if you started working, 12 बज गए, 1 बज गए, 2 बज गए, 3 बज गए, finish it. Next day what happened, you will get delayed in your lab. So if your supervisor is permitting you, you can drop the message, and if you are able to complete paper, no supervisor will say that okay, you should not come. I always prefer that you finish the work in midnight, 2 बजे, 4 बजे, सुबह 5 बजे, जब भी करना, मत आओ next day. You take rest, you come after lunch. So if you are able to come, momentum is there. So my purpose is that once momentum is set, you finish it. Otherwise nobody believes कल क्या होगा, कल आपका मूड कैसा होगा, मोमेंटम बनेगा नहीं बनेगा, और कुछ काम होगा. So once you set, finish it, okay. But this is for me only, don't follow, otherwise आपके सुपरवाइजर नाराज हो जाएंगे, कहां से आ गए लोग सीख के. If time is short, emphasize the first draft. If you have limited time, supervisor suggested finish in 1 month, 2 months, first draft. You remember in our lab, one student, he started writing, she oblique कर दिया जिससे पता नहीं चले कौन है, ठीक है. She started writing, and August data was available in August 2024. Till December I reminded, give me the first draft. No sir, very complicated data, sir, you don't understand this that, okay. I again reminder, okay. Then up to March, first draft was not ready, because the person is not realizing that the paper will go in vain if the data is not recoverable or not available, or if somebody else publishes those type of similar methods or something, your paper will go in some other journal, not in the premier journals. And it happened with me in 2017. So I know we did a very good part of this that was therapeutic enzyme PYC study with IPCA laboratory, and we got delayed by 3 months. So our paper was returned from Nature Communication. It was returned that the similar type of experiment has been planned by somebody else, though your results are totally different and this that, but we cannot consider, you go to other journal, okay. So some journals, they published only the final unique results, like Nature Communications, Nature Microbiology, Nature Biotechnology. So if you are able to be the second or third or fourth or fifth, then they will not take up. Something you should be first. First means not only the novelty, you will be able to report that. So this is an important thing. First draft, जब आपको ज़्यादा काम हो जाए, pressure आ जाए, तो you need to focus on first draft. First draft is easy. You can make it and tell this is first draft, I am improving. At least you have the structure ready, okay. Introduction, I already told you, but you can read it. Provides the background of the research topic, contains a literature review, keep it focused again, identify the approach and justify if necessary, overall goal is to identify a significant problem and explaining how addressing it advances the field. So introduction will tell you the story about your own work which you are doing it, and these things should be there in the introduction. It should not be more than that. If you are able to do that, it goes further. The last paragraph of the introduction will mirror the conclusion paragraph at the end of discussion. So last जो paragraph introduction का होता है, sometime you see introduction शुरू किया and again introduction से ही खत्म कर दी. You see the papers when you write, okay? You started with introducing the topic and you finished with introducing the topic. So you missed all those things, and also focus on the 3 points: objective, hypothesis and significance. This is very important. And when you talk about complicated data, specific, if you are developing a method, there is a journal called Nature Methods. They publish only methods, Nature Methods, very top class journal. So they publish only methods. So they focus on objective, hypothesis, significance, only 3 things. They don't want much, okay? Exercise, one exercise is there when one should write introduction section of the research paper in the beginning or last or any time. What you prefer, you can do that. Like, how many of you think that it is in the beginning? Method, this introduction, beginning or middle or in the any time? Last, introduction last. Okay, that is up to you. Which section should be written first? Okay, you decide it. Okay, for me TOC compilation is important, so you can decide it. If you want that introduction you should write in the last, it's fine, but I think the easiest section of the paper is introduction. Okay, so you start with introduction, कुछ लिखेंगे, confidence आएगा, okay introduction हो गया, अच्छा लगेगा, ठीक है. Then you will write the methods. Method section is also easy. Conclusion and discussions very difficult, and significance उसी में ऐड करना है, and analysis part जो comes under methods. So these are the things. Methods, so you know material methods. What material you use, you methods you use. It is very simple. And protocol is also almost same if you have used many similar protocols. Okay, this is the academic wheel, writing wheel of fortune. Okay, so you can see that where you want to, all this is given, 12 step. I have taken it from some, I am reading all those aspects of writing paper and all that. So I have taken from there, and they are every week they are having some webinars. So I used to attend sometime to understand. So if you see this, analysis complete, make figures and tables, structure the method with timeline, structure the results same sequence as methods, structure the introduction 3 paragraph 1500 words, discussion, rank conclusion from least to most significant, then writing methods, data collection and analysis, writing results, picture is a worth than 1000 word. This is an important thing which I want to tell you. Don't write too much in results, make good pictures, make good figures, and cite those figures in the manuscript. If you write so much, it is of, means picture, you know, picture, movie. Okay, so if you make a graphical presentation, that makes better sense. Then you see discussion, question, relate unanswered questions. This is also important, unanswered questions. Many times we think that okay, we have done everything, our research paper will change everything in the world, we are the best, we are the unique, we are the first, this is the first report duniya bhar ka, we claim. So don't do over claiming. Unanswered question, if there are unanswered question, you please write in that discussion. And if you are not writing, the reviewer will point out that okay, you have not done this, you have not done that. So please accept that in the discussion, that though we have studied these 4 aspects, 2 steps still need to be studied in future. Okay, so we are not able to write all those about that. So you write this, and I think any paper you read, unanswered, unsettled claims should be written clearly. Then abstract, why, what did we do, how, significance. Abstract is also very crucial. So these are the 4 steps. Abstract first 2 line is introduction, middle line how you have done it, sample, and third is the conclusion. Okay, so you have to write that 3 sections in abstract. Sometime I see abstract is like introduction, mini introduction, which is very wrong. There is no data available, nothing available, or in this field I think you will see lot of data is there, so you have to write those data and significant results there. So then title, short, sweet, attract attention. Title is also very important. If the title is not good, वैसे तो कहा जाता है नाम में क्या रखा है, ठीक है, बट नाम में बहुत कुछ रखा है. If title is not well written, nobody will read paper. अभी just मैं आधे घंटे पहले एक पेपर अभी रिव्यू कर रहा था, and I suggested that author to change the title because the title was not proper. Okay, and I read the revision, title was not still proper. So I am going to comment after, go back, okay, to please, because the person title is, I will show you some titles also, and I will show you some papers where we made titles very clarified. Okay, so title is short, sweet, attractor. Don't make 5-6 lines title. बड़े बड़े टाइटल नहीं बनाने, ठीक है. यू हैव सीन दैट मूवी पीके, पीके था ना, देखा है ना पीके मूवीज. ओके, सो उसमें टाइटल क्या, जगत जननी नाम था ना उसका, सो पीपल से जग्गू. ओके, सो बिग नेम कंफ्यूजन. सो इफ यू मेक बिग टाइटल्स प्रॉब्लम. सम पीपल हैव वेरी बिग नेम्स. ओके, साउथ में होता है ना बिग नेम, एंड यू स्पीक ओनली वेंकट, डोंट टेल अदर एस्पेक्ट, ओनली वेंकट. व्हेन यू स्पीक यू टेक वेंकट ओनली. ओके, सो बिग टाइटल्स, मेन एसेंस इज गॉन. ओके, आई एम नॉट क्रिटिसाइजिंग एनी नेम, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दैट. आई एम क्रिटिसाइजिंग द एस्पेक्ट ऑफ टाइटल. सो इफ देयर इज अ बिग टाइटल or a big name, you speak only small one because that is convenient for you to read, remember and address. Okay, if the title is very big, I will show you those titles also, some examples, and then you get confused what is they are reporting actually. So the title creates, in the same way PhD thesis title, you see sometimes your thesis title is very long, very confusing, so you want to change it. होता है ना, we want to change it sir, or this is confusing, it happens. So title is very important in the research paper, because then proof, coming to 12 number, will read aloud, language polish. Proofing is very important, proofreading. Okay, this you see, this is something which you do, which you don't. First I will say this one, supplying incomplete or inaccurate information. Don't do, never do it. Describing well-known procedure in detail, failing to describe the control. These things, control is very important in all experiments. So these are the don'ts, these are do. Record the details when they are fresh in your mind. I told you, give enough details but do not describe everything. Visualize the procedure or the process, construct dummy tables as appropriate. This you do. This is something very important. Give enough details but do not describe everything. Again I will point out, do not describe everything. Sometime you make the picture of the culture plate also, okay, gel also, figure also, table also, temperature profile, everything you want to give. No, don't do that. It is not easy to understand all the data together. You need to compare it properly. Then well written method sections guarantees the authenticity, proves your technical competency, offers an easy way to start writing your research paper. So this method section is, magical method section is very important. Results, read it, follow it. No materials, no methods. Many times in results you will see people, they write methods. Results may serve results. Usually should not justify experiment be conducted. Don't justify your experiment. You already did it. Results means results. Don't justify it. Very little, no discussion. If required, very little, maybe, otherwise no discussion. Usually written in the past tense because you have already done it. Okay. Subheaders often helpful. Then data may be presented in text, tables or figure. Present data in one form only. Often the shortest text of the paper is result. इसके लिए मैं आपको फिर से थोड़ा 2 मिनट लूंगा. Text, table, figures. Sometime you write same text. Text में भी all data is described. You make a table also, and sometime you create a bar graph or diagram also. Not required. Either you write or make a table or make a figure. Don't do everything. Okay. So this is very important. And one thing also here, when you make a figure, make explanatory legends, bigger legends. Bigger legends means bada nahi. Explain it. Okay. Like you want to describe in detail. Okay. About all the methods which you have done. In the figures, explanatory legend. In the table, short legends. Summarized legend. Got the point? Figures, explanatory legends, so that everything is explained. And in table, because table itself is giving all the data in the table, so there is no need to explain the legends proper too much. But in figure you cannot explain everything. Figure mein to all sections are different, so you have to have the explanatory legends, 3 line, 4 line, 5 line. Okay, as much as explanation in the figures, the figure understanding is better, and as much as text in the table legends, confusion in the table. Okay, so that's why make a rule and follow it. And you see any good paper, you will find this one. Sometimes the table also requires explanatory legends where the data is little complicated, so you can do that. That is not a problem. Guidelines for results, writing results. Focus on data. We are discussing data. So please see, focus on data related to stated objectives and hypotheses. Be selective in terms of data presented. Do not repeat table, figure, titles. Explain only points from table, figure which are not obvious. Okay, don't write the title again in the text. Okay, you write figure 1, 2, or you can cite it. Make sure text, figures, tables are consistent. 1, 2, 3, 4 ऐसा नहीं पहले 4 आ गया फिर 6 आ गया फिर 1 आ गया. Consistency होनी चाहिए उसकी. It should be consistent. Discussion components. Do not introduce any new data. This is a very important thing. Many times in discussion we start discussing any new data which you have not discussed in the results. Again you brought it. So where is the methods there? So don't do that. Present the principles, relationships, generalizations. Identify the exceptions and unsettled points. Unsettled point means where you could not get good results, or it is not able to focus on that. So please explain that why you were not able to that. Explain it. Then place the results in context of previous work. That is the very important. It is not that only you people are doing. There are so many researchers. So please place the results and discuss it accordingly. Then identify the theoretical implications and practical applications as appropriate. If there is a field level application, especially the people who are working on crop science, agriculture, they have field level things, lab level things. Okay, so you have to make it a good discussion. State the conclusion to be drawn. Identify the evidence to support each conclusion. Acknowledgement, very important section. Mostly people forget. Please acknowledge everybody, those who have helped you, and those who have not helped you, you can also acknowledge them. Okay, because they might help you in the next paper. Okay, so you can acknowledge, there is no problem. Okay, but those who helped you, definitely acknowledge, especially funding agency, your lab staff. Okay, your lab mate, if he or she has edited your paper. Okay, there is no need to make co-author. If somebody is not doing complete work, I will show you that authorship also, how to decide authorship. Okay, and then you can acknowledge all those people who have helped, especially funding agency. Sometime funding agency will see आपने फेलोशिप ली BHU से and you are telling, you are not writing acknowledgement that I acknowledge BHU for this fellowship, that fellowship. Okay, make sure names are correctly spelled. नेम्स जरूरी सही होने चाहिए. नाम किसी का गड़बड़ कर दोगे नाराज हो जाएगी. ठीक है. सो नेम आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, सो प्लीज स्पेल चेक द नेम्स. ऐसा नहीं कि नाम लिख दिया और गलत लिख दिया. ठीक है, जैसे सबसे ज्यादा तो मेरे साथ होता है, मेरा नाम सब गलत लिखते हैं. ठीक है, यू लिख देते हैं, प्रत्युष लिख देते हैं, नाम में डबल ओ है, सबके साथ होता है ऐसे. ठीक है, और आपका यू हैव टू चेक इट. You when you write acknowledgement, why I am telling you, this is a small section but creates good or bad, because you didn't acknowledge. Next time you go to funding agency, they will say, where is acknowledgement? I am running a project, I am going for a presentation in IIT Bombay on 5th I will be there. So they are writing where the acknowledgement is there, you highlight and send me. So all funding agency giving huge funds, they want that what work has been done to be acknowledged properly, और उन्हें कुछ नहीं चाहिए. ठीक है, और ऐसे ही ह्यूमन नेचर भी है. ओके, यू फील वेरी गुड if somebody is thankful to you, grateful to you. Same way here, but it gives a good impression because ethically also you should acknowledge. We also acknowledge people recently whom we took TLC plates, right, in one paper. Okay, so I asked that guy that क्या नाम जिसने TLC plate उस दिन दिया था, so we acknowledge that person. Okay, so you have to remember, and sometimes we forget also. We went to botany, we went to zoology, we went to microbiology, we went to Osmania University, other department, and we forget. We did the work there, they helped us, and we didn't acknowledge them. So please remember, this is a very important section. Okay, then why should the funding agency should be acknowledged? मैंने बता दिया आपको, आंसर तो बता दिया मैंने. ठीक है, because that is references. List all significant published references. All references in the text must be in reference section. Check every reference against the original publication, content and citation. Follow the journal's format. ये बहुत जरूरी है. It irritates the reviewer if it is not done properly. So reference section is very important. And one more caution here: when you write a paper and submit it, after that it comes revision or rejection. If comes revision, you revise it, then again you submit, again revision, then again you revise. Okay, so once you get final paper accepted, you get the proof, right? When you have your proof with you, check again all the references. Though the journal will check, but you again check also, because sometimes some papers get retracted. You cited it in the beginning 6 months back, so now the paper is not available and still it is there in your manuscript. So it gives a wrong impression, because the paper is not available and the reader will see the paper is not available, how that student has cited it. Though you cited it correctly, but now the paper is not. So this is a second check, to check the proof for any paper which is not available or has gone off the DOI. Please check all that, and it is a very important thing. It happens with most of the things, and I don't think anybody will tell about it. Supplementary material permitted by some journals, only supplementary materials. Format varies, often web-based posting. So supplementary material, all these cultures and all these methods, media and all those things come under supplementary. Then mega software tools, all those things go to supplementary. Don't think that every data will go to the main material, it will go to supplementary. Some journals, they charge supplementary. Okay, like recently I published a paper, I will share with you, that is the AM spectrum, right? AM spectrum paper of ASM, American Society of Microbiology. So they are APC based journals, so they asked money, I told no money. Okay, you give waiver. So finally we got waiver. Then they told no, you have to give $300 for supplementary material. So I told we don't have money, $300 also. So you tell me the options. So they told your supplementary material will go to a GitHub online web. I told okay, we'll do that. So we posted in the online material. So they permit it and you can do that. and never give money to the journals if you don't have. If you have, you can give, it is your. But my concept is different. If even I have money, I will not give. Okay, because you are giving your results. If they give waiver, that is fine. If they don't give waiver, you have so many other choices, because the pricing is very high for the journals. So you have to see your budget, your availability of funds. Normally all we Indian researchers, we don't have money for the publication. Okay, do we have money, Jyoti? No. Okay, and one thing, I think I am live, after that I will tell you. Okay, so there are few journals who always give waivers. Okay, so you can ask the waiver from them. Okay, after live session I will tell you some other strategies to get the waiver from the journal. Okay, the first revision. Okay, when you got a paper submitted, you got a revision, so you please try to do it properly. Don't start celebrating कि अब ये paper revision आ गया, okay, बहुत बढ़िया, and you forget the date. Okay, after 15 days you realize celebration is too much and I am not able to revise the paper properly. So please give full focus for revision. Does the reviewer comments improve the article, or reviewer editor just include this reference or something? Sometimes you feel that some references the journal is telling to cite, whether it is improving or not. If it is improving, you cite, otherwise you can deny, there is no problem. Okay. Overall editing, do editing in the second revision. Editing the content, is it accurate? Does it achieve the purpose? Editing for organization, editing for the format. Please do this during the revision. Okay. Voice, active voice, subject of the sentence performs the actions. Okay. And then passive voice, subject of the sentences undergo the action. So active voice is preferred in scientific communication. So please use the active voice. Title and abstract. I told you about the title. Again I am coming to title. Title and abstract summarize your work. Should be the last thing you write. Should be the last thing you write. Mostly we do that in the last. Be specific. Key elements should come in the title. Part of the paper most people will see. Best way to get people interested. Self-contained summary of the work and significance. So title and abstract is like reels. You see na reels? Scroll karte rehte na. One day I observed one student was scrolling the reel for 6 hours. I was traveling in a train. 6 hours scrolling. So those short reels, in the same way, title, most of the people will see that reel. So that is your reel, title and abstract. So if you make it better, people will see and again see and again see. Okay. So that's why your title and abstract, if your title and abstract is not proper, nobody will read your paper. Okay. You see any of the thing where you did not, you see yourself. If you like the abstract and title, you go to the paper. If title is not proper, unorganized, abstract is not having data, you will not read it. You will go ahead. In the same way, reviewer also. Title ulta pulta, result ulta pulta. Okay. So please be specific. Key elements should come, and it is very important section. Title. Key elements describe the content of the study. First portion of the paper seen by everyone. People judge by the title whether to read the abstract or not. Title very important. Okay. So again I will say title naam mein bahut kuch rakha hai research paper. If you make title properly, it will go further. Otherwise people will not read it and it will not go further for the review also. Writing a title, how to write a title, just quickly. It is not easy to write a title, okay, but tells the complete story. Title should be a complete storytelling, specifically describe the study, use a few words as possible, unambiguous, includes the model system, begins with important word, concise level, not a descriptive statement. So title is important and you can follow these aspects to do the title writing. One more exercise I will tell you in the next slide, which we do in our lab. The title tips: avoid unnecessary words, avoid jargon, be specific, and you can also use the cute titles like this is one thing, fat rats, a case of too many hormones. Okay, they have studied hormones through rat model, so this is the title. Okay, so it creates interest. Okay, be specific, unspecific title like pneumococcal responses. Specific title is stress response of streptococcus pneumoniae to lactoferrin. Okay, so if you write pneumococcal responses in this, it is not giving the complete things. Okay, brainstorming a title, this we do in our lab, we practice in our lab. Write down as many as titles that comes to your mind in 3-5 minutes. बहुत लंबा नहीं सोचना है, चार जब पेपर आपका रेडी हो जाए, जो जो टाइटल आ रहा है यू राइट इट. ओके, एंड राइटिंग बाय इन योर नोटबुक और राइटिंग इन द ईमेल आल्सो, ड्राफ्ट में सेव हो जाता है. ठीक है, तो गड़बड़ नहीं, हैंडराइटिंग का भी चक्कर नहीं. ठीक है, यू राइट इट, पुट देम असाइड, कंपोज एंड रिवाइज, योर टाइटल विल बी डन. So once final you send it, and if you are too much confused you write 3-4 titles, send it to your supervisor, उसको headache दे दो. ठीक है कि सर आप final कर दीजिए, that is also okay. Okay, and then you can sit with your supervisor, mentor or friend or whoever is helping you, and then finish the work. So we do like that, and I have done many times in this, and I am very successful in writing better title because we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 titles. I still have draft, I can show you 5, 6 titles and then final title. Okay, so this gives a very good understanding. Abstract I already told you, but again you note down few components: self-contained summary of work, statement of significance, clear abstract, don't exceed the word limit. Normally 200 word, 250 words, 300 word. 350 word very less, and some specific journals they also have a small abstract, that is a 50 word abstract also, 100 word also. So those journals are very prominent, like they have very limited space, so they ask for 50 words abstract. Can you make 50 word abstract? Very difficult, especially for research paper, but करना तो पड़ेगा यदि आपको उसमें पब्लिश करना है. So we do it. I will show you 50 word abstract also. Okay, so don't exceed the word limit. First part of the paper, use past tense, can take sentences and phrases and then put them in sequence to summarize the paper. I am telling you the tips to write the abstract. You see, can take sentences and phrases from each section and try to arrange it and then revise it properly. Abbreviations. Don't forget to define the abbreviations. You know that abbreviations are very important, but not the common abbreviations like DNA, ATP, RNA. उसका abbreviation मत करिए, ठीक है? Whatever abbreviation is required, you do that in the scientific writing. Could be concise, precise, reader based, what we discussed, simple, purposeful, accurate, clear. Benefits I already told you. So you do this exercise at your home whenever you go back. Prior to submission, try to get your paper read by some renowned researchers who does not have a conflict of interest and is good at editing. यदि कोई आपको समय दे सकता है, if somebody can give you time, a senior researcher, he or she can read your paper and give you some small tips. Text tables and graph, I already, text tables or graph, how to place them. Text for simple non-significant changes, tables or graph for essential repetitive data, tables for precision when the exact results are not are very critical, graphs when trends and tendencies are to be defined. So don't use the text table as per your choice, as per the need. Okay, tables what and when, use a reasonable number of lines and or columns, use for essential repetitive data. Give only the correct number of significant digits, not 0.5. ऐसे नहीं, 3 digit, 2 digit. Okay. Then comparing column, word usually left justified or centered, numbers usually right or decimal justified, footnotes should be there, horizontal lines, but vertical lines are not permitted. Figures, the journal is asking, they charge money, so you have to tick on that. Colors, but in online version. So if you write in printed, they will send you the bill. Okay, So that is the headache of your supervisor, and you will be would be mentors or supervisors, so you should take care of that. Then submission process. Preparing for submission, I think most of the time it is a very big challenge preparing the submission. So do not plagiarize, okay, please don't use AI or all these tools to write the paper, okay, use your own wordings properly. AI tools are very dangerous, they use very complicated words and they sometimes divert your idea also. So please write yourself, time lage koi baat nahi, but it is self-contained. And these days the journal is also asking when you submit whether you have used AI tools or not. So if you have not told your supervisor or your friend or your colleague that I have written from AI, you are not doing justice. So you can use AI tools, but with proper vigil, care and declarative. You should be declarative that this section I have written using that tool. But my suggestion is that please do not use it, and because once habit is formed, then it is easy and you will do that, okay. So you have to take care of that you should not use AI tools. It is easy, but so these days lot of people they are using it, okay. कुछ भी करना है AI tool से पूछ लिया हो गया, okay. So it is for searching something is fine, but not for writing your own manuscript, that please write a manuscript on this introduction. You put the material and introduction came, okay. So this is not acceptable and it is easily identified. I can identify any paper which is AI written, okay, because there is a software in the journals, they identify, both identified, okay. And I think Namrata will tell you, okay. Decide where to submit, okay. We used to decide where we have to submit the paper. I told you, you should have a clear plan, make focus of your study and select the best fit journal. I told you in the beginning, improper journal, what will happen? In the beginning I told what will happen if you choose a wrong journal. No review, immediate return, thank you, okay. आप submit करिए कोई ऐसा, first reaction, no review, return, okay. Like if you want to buy a grocery and you go to Zudio, what will happen? Same way, grocery तो मिलेगी नहीं वहाँ. So the same way your paper is not fit there, thank you, they will write thank you, you will feel good, at least they wrote the thank you, but your time is lost in formatting and all that. Reviewed, if you submit, you went to Zudio to buy grocery, you searching all floors, okay, but came back, rejected, inappropriate. Poor or slow review, chalo you got some section in Zudio, there is some grocery, okay, but not proper, you want some sugar, you want some spices, not there, okay. So inappropriate revision requested, okay, they will say this, that, because they want to, that is not the proper thing. Then if you got everything, you got a section, you got spices also in Zudio, what will happen? Manuscript published but no one reads. If you tell somebody I went to Zudio and I bought Haldiram, this one, they will say how Zudio? So nobody will read it. So it is example of, if you publish, you are doing cancer biology, right? If you want published in the cancer biology work in a microbiology journal, very less people will read. Your good study will not be read by people. You work on cyanobacteria, you publish in a journal which is not publishing cyanobacteria, so your study will not be read by one. So you are doing hard work, मेहनत किया, रात भर जगे, इतना पेपर सबमिट किया, and then if people are not reading it, so the first is decide the best journal. Submission package, okay, you should have figures and all those things, or assemble all pieces together. जब submission start करें, everything should be in your folder with your supervisor if he or she is submitting or you are submitting, okay. Normally the submission process should have a cover letter, strong cover letter, and you spend time on cover letter, make a good cover letter. Otherwise many people they don't make good cover letter, and this cover letter is the only opportunity to directly address the reviewer and editor. Otherwise you don't know who is the editor, who is the reviewer. Here is the opportunity to write. So please make the cover letter strongly and tell about the importance of your work in the cover letter. Can be addressed to the editor-in-chief, highlight the article's main point, don't reuse the previous cover letter, include a statement of the manuscript is not currently submitted to any journal, state there has not been no previous publication on this data. Editor and reviewers itne sare hote hain, they do lot of work and we are thankful to reviewers, editors, they are doing the science job. So managing editor, copy editor, editor-in-chief, editorial board and reviewers. Editor, he or she receives the manuscript. Review process is voluntarily, people they voluntarily review the process and they are unknown reviewer and we don't know 2 or 3 reviewers, normally sometimes 5 reviewer, sometimes 6 reviewer also and sometimes more, okay. So, and the blind review process is the reviewer doesn't know who we are, we don't know who is the reviewer. So it is a blind process, we don't know each other. But he or she knows the work and we also know that the paper is under review, okay. Adopt a viewpoint and then unpublished manuscript is confidential. So if you get a reviewer opportunity, sometime you get that you review this paper. So please keep it confidential and don't share the manuscript with anybody because it is confidential process. Review criteria, how significant is the research question, on what basis reviewer decide, okay, this also you should know, which I have already told you. How significant is the research, what extent work novel, appropriate experimental design, adequate experimental technique, data properly interpreted or not, conclusion supported by data, relevant discussion is there, adequate references are there or not. Based on this, if it is all cross, आगे नहीं जाएगा, 50% तो ठीक होना चाहिए. So if you score more than 50, your paper goes further. Editorial decision, 3 normally accept, modify, reject, okay. So normally the first one is never happens, okay, कि आपने paper भेजा and accept, no, it never happens. I could not remember in my 220 papers which I have published, not a single time paper got accepted. Revision, okay. So as much as revision you do in the paper, paper gets good quality, okay, it gives very good impression. So accept, modify, reject. Modify means revision, okay. So accept, you see this is one paper, okay. So once the paper is accepted after one revision, R1, okay, it is not the immediate, we submitted then revised. So I am pleased to accept you, this paper is accepted in transient biotechnology. So this is the recent one, so happy, okay, paper accept ho gaya, theek hai. Now you, after this process, when you get this outcome, you feel better because your all process has done a good job and you got this paper accepted. This is one of the very high impact journal, transient biotechnology, and one of the very reputed journal in biotechnology. So everybody wants to publish. So response to reviewer, if the revision is there, I will show you that. Don't look for bias or intent. Recently I had one experience that one of my co-author was seeing the bias, that the reviewer is from this background, guessing, okay, that he or she wants this data, that data, chemistry background, biochemistry background. If some reviewer is asking some chemistry data, some reviewer is asking some biochemistry data, some reviewer is asking microbiology data. So you have to provide it. Don't look for bias that, okay, he or she, don't guess it, okay. Begin with the presumption that the reviewers were unbiased. They put substantial efforts to understand your work. They have read your paper. They have given comments. So you should be thankful to them. Otherwise, if they don't review your paper, how you will get it published? So you should be thankful and don't see the bias, even if you are having lot of criticism that this has not been done, this has not been done. Don't think that they are your enemies, okay. Look at, they are helping us, helping the science. After receiving your reviews, read and get mad. Put reviews away for 1-2 days, okay. Read and read and read, okay. Always read reviews because you will get good points out of it. Try to understand what reviewers are saying. Discuss reviews with the collaborators. Look for the clues in the editor cover letter. Reviewer is always right. Response to acceptance letter. Celebrate, wait for the proofs. Acceptance is much more common following revision. So once you submit the responses and you got the acceptance, you can celebrate also, but it is better to wait for the proofs. Okay, so all these things are acceptable. Exercise, what can be reason for the rejection of after revision? Sometime you revise the paper and it is rejected. It happens with everybody. Okay, it happens many times with me. Okay, after 2 revision, 3 revision, paper rejected. So you feel very bad about it, but it happens. You look for the points. क्यों paper reject हुआ? Why after revision, after doing everything, the paper is rejected? Sometime it happens that you gave examination, assistant professor examination, okay, in MPPSC, very good paper, okay, but one of you got selected, one of you not got selected, or both of you got selected, your friend didn't got selected. So you feel like that, okay, I did lot of work, but what is the reason behind it? So you should find it out, that how these things to be addressed. Don't see and share your experience. I used to share my experience, you should also share your experience. Don't hide. सब लोग fail होते हैं, ठीक है? Everybody. And sometimes people say, one more example I will give you. Some people say, कोई एग्जाम में आप नहीं पास हुए, कोई एग्जाम में आप क्लियर नहीं हुए. People will say, okay, you have not crossed this exam, you have not, and they are not giving the exam. The person who is criticizing you is not giving the exam. So there is no question of pass and fail. So the person who is giving exam is better than who is not giving exam and telling that. So the same way, okay, share your experience. That person cannot share experience. So you have to share your experience of getting paper accepted, revising paper only when you write a paper. If you don't write a paper, you can never say how the painful paper writing is, how much revision efforts are required, how much patience is required, how much data is required, how much time you have spent. So this is important. The proof is very important. I am taking very fast here because I think the time is almost finishing. Okay. हेलो, हाँ मनदीप, अभी 15 मिनट का और सेशन था, वो ले लिया तुमने? वो है उस स्टैम्प उसमें? अच्छा, हाँ 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 हाँ, फोटो भेजा, अभी मैं देखता हूँ, ठीक है, 2 मिनट रुक जाओ, ठीक. 4:30 वॉज टाइम ना, चाय का वेट हो रहा होगा. एनीवे, सो प्रूफ्स, ये हम और है क्या प्रूफ्स? अभी है, काफी चीज है, इसको मैं कल कर सकता हूं, ठीक है. कुछ चीजें हैं जो अभी इंपॉर्टेंट हैं, पूरी स्टोरी है ये, मैं कल इसको बताता हूं. आपको कुछ एग्जांपल्स भी दिखाने हैं, और अभी आधी स्टोरी नहीं है, इट इज 75, आधी नहीं, आधी से ज्यादा है, ठीक है. सो it will be fast and we will finish it probably tomorrow when we have some time. So at least now you came up to the proof part, okay, you know the reading the proof and other parts of that, and probably when you complete the course or you use these techniques in your GIAN after that and you compile the data, you will able to arrange it properly. And many things which I have told you, I will also try to give you some notes information so that you can remember it, because written form is important. Okay, so thank you for your patience, and tomorrow we will